Call of Duty guns generally seem well-fitting for their game, but sometimes a gun stands out so much from the rest of the pack in the game that something's off. It just feels wrong. Sometimes a gun feels so good or so strong it doesn't even feel like it's supposed to be there. What is up, everybody? Jimmy or Chaos. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at 20 guns from COD history. They felt illegal. Yeah, illegal. So you let me know which of these you spam the most and you felt illegal using them. Circle of Trust. Drop a like. And at number 20... the AK-74u and COD 4. How many of you actually experienced this SMG powerhouse? You have to ask yourself, Infinity Ward, did they mean to make it as powerful as they did? Because this was basically just the power of an AK-47 in the body of an SMG. It opened up a ton of doors for crazy aggressive playstyles, and it kind of messed up the balance of the SMG category as a whole in the game. I mean, other SMGs in the game were much weaker across the board. It set an extremely high bar for the SMG meta in that game. The COD 4 AK-74u was pretty fun to use, but felt a little dirty. Almost like you weren't supposed to be using it. Like you use it, you go play for 8 hours, then you need to take a shower. Guys, remember, I read every single comment on every single video, and this is Call of Duty video number 8,422. I don't know if that's right, but I feel like it is. I looked the other day, and I feel like we're getting close to 10,000 videos on the channel, which is pretty ridiculous, and I had to look in the mirror and kind of come to terms with myself. Anyway. At number 19, the Scorpion Evo in Black Ops 2. Now, this gun is tied for having the fastest default fire rate in COD history, whopping 1,250 rounds per minute, but it wasn't just the insane fire rate that made the gun feel illegal. I need you to count how many times I say illegal and let me know at the end of the video. And I wonder if we say illegal too many times if YouTube's algorithm is going to catch us. It was the damage profile. The Scorpion Evo could kill you in as little as 3 bullets. Despite having an insane fire rate, you could put on rapid fire in case you were feeling extra illegal. It was an illegal feeling gun. You could delete people in the blink of an eye, and even though it was super satisfying, something about it just felt not fair and wrong. At number 18, the M16A4 in COD 4. Now, it's at number 18, which kind of gives you an idea of where we're going to go with this list. It's going to get crazy. 3-round burst rifle, 2 bullets needed to drop the target. That's all that needed to connect, and the burst was coming out of the barrel at a hot, flaming 900 rounds per minute. And 0 recoil. And hit scan weapon. The gun was illegal all the way around. You had a decent connection. The M16 was unbeatable in this game, completely defined the meta of both COD 4 and Modern Warfare Remastered. I mean, this wasn't the only time that an M16 felt illegal in Call of Duty. Segue! Number 17, the M16 in Black Ops 3. This version of the M16 was a supply drop exclusive weapon, which should be illegal itself, and it had one of the most absurd one-burst kill ranges of any weapon in COD history, and much like the COD 4 version that we spoke about, it was hit scan. You didn't have to lead your shots or factor in bullet drop. All you had to do was point and click, and the target was deleted from existence. The Black Ops 3 M16 had some insane stats, but the fact that it was locked behind supply drops, it made it feel dirty, like you had to take a shower again every time you played a match. And the worst part, it was so satisfying, you had to be hidden behind supply drops. At number 16 is the KSG in Black Ops 2. Now, as much fun as this gun was to use, there was always something ridiculous about being able to one-shot kill people from the distances that the KSG was capable of. Now, when it comes to a one-shot kill range, this had the furthest one in COD history. You could even throw a long barrel on it to extend your insta-kill range even further. Now, granted, the hitbox was really small since it was a slug instead of a traditional buckshot, but that didn't change how insane it was. Very high skill weapon, just felt kind of, you already know. At number 15, the MP40 in World at War. This gun felt like you were breaking the game in half, splitting it in two. Back when we had actual physical copies, you could just snap it in half. World at War was a game that was primarily played with rifles and pretty clunky feeling machine guns. There was this SMG, could two-tap you from across the map like it was nothing. The MP40 completely dominated the World at War multiplayer experience all the way through. So fundamentally different from every gun in the game. And look, I love World at War. I love the MP40. But this gun always felt a little out of place to me. You can't really have a World War II game without the MP40, but the way the gun worked in the game, yeah, it really felt like you were breaking the game every time you used it. At number 14, the Spaz 12 in Modern Warfare 2 2009. Now, we talked about the KSG in Black Ops 2 and the insane one-shot kill range, but it also had a slug, so it required precision. The Spaz, well, it was buckshot with a huge hitbox. Still had that insane one-shot kill range, and it was a secondary weapon, so you could throw it in your back pocket whenever you needed this quick, cheap kill. It's one thing to have an insane shotgun in a COD game, but it's another thing entirely to have an insane shotgun that is a secondary weapon. Yeah, I know Modern Warfare 2 was a crazy game, but even by Modern Warfare 2 standards, the Spaz 12 was capable of some absurd shots. You didn't have to be precise. At number 13, the MP7 in Modern Warfare 3 2011. Arguably the most busted SMG of the classic Modern Warfare trilogy. Had the power of an LMG and the body of an SMG. That's not right. It's not. By far the best weapon in its class. Then it came loaded with a massive default magazine and a very high default rate, and both of those things could be buffed with extended mags and rapid fire respectively. But what really made the gun so nuts was the accuracy and the damage profile. Had laser-like accuracy, crystal clear iron sights, damage profile, 3-shot kill up close, 5-shot kill across the map. Literally had the power of an LMG in the body of an SMG, laser beam, bullet hose, all of it illegal. It's one of the most nostalgic weapons in COD history for sure, but you have to admit, it was ridiculous. Using this gun was fun, but it also felt too good, even if you were the one pulling the trigger. At number 12 is the M93 Raffica in Modern Warfare 2 2009. Now, this was the first burst pistol in COD history. Pretty clearly the best, because they didn't know what they were doing. 3-round burst literally had the same damage profile as the M16, but obviously with the handling speeds of a handgun. That's crazy. Made it capable of insta-kills. I mean, it was like a full-size burst rifle. I remember seeing gameplays of people getting Raffica nukes without breaking a sweat. There have been some really powerful handguns in COD 4 and World at War, but the M93 Raffica, that was the first time we thought to ourselves, okay, a pistol really, should a pistol be this good? Are we really supposed to have a 2-shot kill, 3-round burst pistol in our back pocket? I mean, if you weren't around in the classic Modern Warfare 2 days, look at the footage on the screen. This thing was stupid. I mean, there hasn't been anything like that before. At number 11, the Marshall 16 in Black Ops 3. Now, it wouldn't have felt so illegal if it had been given to everyone as free DLC, but unfortunately, it was locked behind supply drops, and that's what really made it tough to use without feeling guilty. These shotgun pistols were obviously overpowered. They were far and away the best sidearm in the game because they had such a generous insta-kill range, as well as the fact that they could be dual-wielded for even more carnage. And like I said, if they had handed out DLC for free to everybody, they wouldn't have felt so dirty. They would have been annoying, yes, but the fact that they were locked behind RNG supply drops made it feel extra gross whenever you got a kill with them, and it made them feel extra frustrating to get killed by. Were they pay to win? I mean, honestly, I wouldn't argue with you if you said they were. At number 10, the Bruin MK9 in Warzone 2020. Raise your hand if you were around during this era. It was a DLC LMG release for Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone 2020 a few months into 2020. By default, it was okay. But what really made it so busted was the 60-round magazine attachment. Instead of using the big belt-fed 100-round drum that it had by default, you now had this super quick and lightweight 60-round mag that basically turned the gun into an assault rifle with the power of an LMG. Completely took over Warzone. I mean, you now had this nearly unbeatable long-range TTK on a full auto weapon with some really quick handling speeds. The 60-round mag attachment, it had to be nerfed into the dirt. But, I mean, it was dominant for a while. It truly felt illegal. You were running around at full speed and lasering people with an LMG. That was weird. Speaking of LMGs, at number 9, the Titan in Black Ops 4. Now, the original version of the Titan was absolutely broken. If you were playing Black Ops 4 at all, you saw the gun everywhere, even though Black Ops 4 had a long time to kill. The Titan would drop you in 3 to 4 shots from basically any range, and it almost had zero recoil. On top of that, the cherry on top of the sundae, Titan could shred through kill streaks like paper. Not only were you blasting through enemy players like they weren't even there, you were blasting through UAVs, helicopters, sentry guns. It was stupid. In a game like Black Ops 4, it really felt like you weren't supposed to have it. It did way too much, way too easily. At number 8, the FAL OSW in Black Ops 2. This is one of the first guns to ever get banned in competitive play. It's a semi-auto rifle with a very high fire rate cap, super low recoil, fantastic handling speeds, and a super generous 2-shot kill range. You mix all of those things together, you've got a gun that virtually is unbeatable in the hands of a player with half decent aim and a solid trigger finger. Black Ops 2 is generally seen as a pretty skill-based and well-balanced Call of Duty, so having a gun like this, I mean, that was insane. If you were good with the FAL, it was easy to start feeling like you needed to put the controller down and go take a shower or something because there was so much potential with this thing. At number 7, the Akimbo FMG9s in Modern Warfare 3 2011. I'll never forget it. Played early. Most of you have heard this story 1,000 times. COD XP fired these machine pistols up, and I knew they were a problem. That's how you know when a gun is illegal. You know right away that the community is going to be pissed. The FMG9, it's a perfectly balanced machine pistol as long as you're holding one of them at a time. But when you threw the akimbo option on, it was game over. The time to kill was instant. I mean instant. I'm not exaggerating. The magazines were huge. You could spray and pray till your little heart was content. The accuracy was nerfed after a few weeks, but it didn't matter. They felt wrong. At number 6, the RSASS in Modern Warfare 3, the original. Now, the sniping meta back in those days was defined by how good you were at quickscoping. But there was a certain sniper that the non-quickscopers were used to, drawn to like a bug zapper. It was this one. The semi-auto sniper, no fire rate cap, no recoil, huge magazine, still a one-shot kill to the upper body for some reason. It felt like a cheat code gun on its own, but then you had all the people who were using modded controllers with it, literally turning it into a full auto insta-kill machine. So it was a gun that felt illegal even if you weren't cheating. But then there were all the people who were actually cheating with it, and they made the reputation even worse. How many of you remember playing the Face-Off playlist back in Modern Warfare 3 and getting spawn trapped by somebody spamming the RSASS? Now we arrive at the top 5. Gotta put the ACR from Modern Warfare 2 somewhere, right? Now, the ACR 6.8 may have been a powerhouse, but the original ACR felt illegal for an entirely different reason at the time of Modern Warfare 2's release. The ACR was the most accurate full auto rifle in the entire franchise up until that point. Felt like Infinity War was just, well, actually, it felt like they forgot to program the recoil into the gun, and that was part of the reason why people loved it. You just pointed, you clicked, and they were gone. They could have been across the map. They'd hit the dirt. It really felt like we were using cheat codes on the gun, and I don't know. There was no recoil. It wasn't as much of a melt machine as the Modern Warfare 3 version, but it was a bit of a shocking moment when you booted up Modern Warfare 2 for the first time. You equipped this full auto rifle that literally didn't move when you held down the trigger. It felt like you were playing with cheats. At number 4, the Micro MG in Black Ops 4. Someone at Treyarch probably should have objected to them putting the Death Machine in the SMG category, but guess what? Everybody at the offices thought it was a good idea. This is fun. Micro MG, it's literally a death machine, but shrunken down and put into the SMG category. So it had the absurd insta-kill potential of a minigun, but it also had that movement of an SMG, and it was also a DLC weapon, so not everybody had access to it. So if you joined a lobby where somebody actually had it, you were going to be melted by it over and over again, because that's exactly what I want from Call of Duty. At number 3, the Javelina AA-50 in Black Ops 4. Now, the longer time to kill in BO4 made snipers pretty valuable, since anything that could get a one-shot kill was going to feel good in your hands. But the Javelina, which was a supply drop sniper, was too strong. Sniper rifle that was consistent for one-shot kills. It was also a semi-automatic with no recoil. You could literally run around, spam it, get insta-kills in a game where everyone else was going to have to spend extra time landing shots to get their kills. I have no idea why Treyarch thought a one-shot semi-auto sniper rifle was a good idea in the game, but they did, and it was a bad idea. If you actually got this gun, you were probably pissing off every lobby you connected to, and yet somehow it wasn't even the most illegal gun in the game. Segue, number 2, BMP, Black Ops 4. The remake is still one of the most hated DLC weapons in Call of Duty history. It was a remake of the fan-favorite SMG from Black Ops 3, but with literally every stat buffed into oblivion. The damage was better, range was better, handling better, everything was better, and the fact that it was a DLC weapon made it even more frustrating because you could be as good as possible with the launch weapons, and you were never going to be able to keep up with the VMP because it was better in every way. If you actually got killed while using it online, you know why. And at number 1 today, the Proteus in Infinite Warfare, the gun that felt illegal because it was. It had an aimbot built into it. I'm not going to bore you guys with the same story you've heard a million times on this channel about how this gun literally had perfect accuracy when it came out, and Infinity Ward had to pull it out of the game an hour after it was added because they had to figure out what the heck was happening. But what's the question here? Did they know? I mean, I feel like they had to know, right? There's no way they let this thing out the door without knowing, right? Then again, the fact that they pulled it out of the game so quickly implies maybe they didn't know. I have no idea, but this is the most illegal gun in COD history. I mean, it literally had cheats built into it. That's illegal, my friends. There you go. Let me know an illegal gun I forgot. How many times did I say illegal? And I'll see you guys soon.